Hello friends, it's happy to see you again on a new episode of our history in a new perspective. So today we are going to see about an interesting topic which has shaped most part of our Indian history in the late part of the 18th century. So this is an incident of black hole in Calcutta. Black hole literally doesn't mean anything on the science part, but this is on the history part. So this shaped the Indian history a lot, and the British rule on the Indian soil. So let me take you to what has happened on the black hole in Calcutta. The English started the trading company in Bengal, also in Calcutta, on the banks of River Hooghly, with the permission from the Nawab of Bengal. And they started to construct Fort William, and they started to increase the defense of the fort, sometime asking permission from the Nawab, and many a times without his permission, in order to defend themselves from the French. But the Nawab was not so happy with English increasing their defense of Fort William, and he started to see it as an intrusion into his own territory. So he asked the British to stop it, and the British didn't do it. So he took his own forces to bring down the British and to raise the entire castle. And by this way, he caught many of the British officers and some of the Dutch and Indian officers who were working in East India Company on the 18th of June 1756. And many of the other officers have left the fort, fearing of a siege, and it was only left to J.Z. Housewell and some of his friends and colleagues who were caught in this war. And they were all put up in a small cell called as a Black Hole, which is in Fort William on 19th of June 1756 on late night, and they were forced to stay there until the next day morning. And approximately 146 people were put in a very tiny space for the entire night, and they all had suffocation. Many were not able to breathe. Many were humid. There was not proper humidity, and about approximately 123 people died inside the cell, and only a few remaining people were alive for the next day. And there was only a small window through which air can come in. So J.Z. Housewell tried to bribe the commanding officers or the people who were guarding the cell, and he gave them 1,000 rupees at the very first step and asked them to bring some water. The guy didn't bring him. Then he gave him another 1,000 rupees, tried to bribe him for some more water, but he didn't do it. And ultimately some other guy who had some humanitarian uh, will gave some water, but it was again a big confusion and chaos, because there was very little water, and there were about close to 146 people who want to drink water, and there was no air also. So people started to die slowly, and there were approximately 123 people who died, and there were only few people who were alive. And there are different observation on this topic. And Hoswell, after happening this, he went back to England and published a lot of articles on this, and this made the British to start a war against Nawab of Bengal, which is the famous Battle of Plassey. And this made Robert Clive to start from all the way from Madras to Bengal and to suppress the Nawab, and then started the Great Britain's rule on India, or the East India Company's rules on India. This is a starting point which provoked the British from a defensive point to an aggressive point. But still, on an alternate path, this incident has been downplayed by many people in India and also around the world, saying that the space is so small, you cannot put possibly 146 people. And many theories have suggested that this was a hoax created by Hallwell, and there were not so many of people were put on the small junction, but were comparatively less people. And also there are a lot of other things have been said, which you can also refer on Google. And on the memorial of this site, Lord Curzon has erected a memorial commemorating the death of approximately 123 people, as said by him. So this is a thoughtful process, and you can also Google and research more on this topic. Thank you. Until I see you on the next episode.